All right, Foundations B starts off with our pillar prep. We have 2 exercises in here. This is the 5-way hip. So standing towards the anchor, you'll be extending your foot behind you. So this is the hip extension version. This is all about your glutes, so this is where we want you to feel it. By the end of this though, the standing leg, your down leg, that leg's gonna get tired too. Once we've done the hip extension, you're gonna turn either away or towards, but in this position, we're going to now push our leg away from us in abduction. So extending our leg away from our body, maintaining as much balance and control as possible, keeping your legs slightly bent. This is the second position of the 5-way movement. We'll rotate again into hip flexion. This is a marching drill, so we just lift our knee up, just like pillar march. Then the last 2, we rotate all the way around and we do adduction. So leg extends out towards the anchor and pulls into the body, into the other foot. This is the 4th position, and the final position is an adducted movement with flexion and rotation. So you'll bring your leg and knee up into your body and rotate towards your down leg. Just maintaining your balance. That is the 5th position of the 5-way hip. And then we go down into pillar bridge. In this variation, we're on our knees, so knees on the ground, elbows and forearms on the ground, back is straight and parallel to the ground, holding your belly button tight. And then you'll be holding this for 30 seconds. That is pillar bridge. Okay, Foundations B, we are on movement prep, and it starts with leg cradle. Staying on one leg, you're gonna lift your heel up into your body to get a little bit of rotation in your hip. Once you've stabilized yourself, you'll put your foot down and repeat on the other side. And that is leg cradle. From leg cradle, we go into drop step squat. So standing shoulder width apart, you're gonna just lightly hop. It's a small little hop. Your feet barely have to come off the ground, but the second that they hit the ground, you'll drop into a squat position. Same thing with normal squats. Weight on the back half of your foot. Stomach is tight, knees stay away from your toes. Next is drop lunge. This is standing in shoulder width apart, feet shoulder width apart that is. You're gonna step your foot 45 degrees behind you and then drop down into a lunging position. So your back knee should end at about your heel, the forward leg's heel. And that is drop lunge. From drop lunge, we go to hand walk, which is, again, standing feet shoulder width apart. You're gonna fold over, touching the ground, and then slowly walking your hands out, but the key is to keep your legs straight and your heels on the deck as long as possible to get a stretch in the back of your hamstrings, both coming and walking back up. And then you'll drop down into a flat position that would resemble push-ups. That is hand walk. From hand walk, we'll finish with pillar march, which you already know. So we'll move into plyometrics. Foundations B, this is your plyometric section. We start with chest pass, so knees slightly bent, standing a few feet away from a solid wall. Please don't do this to your sheetrock wall. So taking your medicine ball from your chest, you're just gonna pass this ball away from you and catch it off with the rebound. Your objective is to stay as strong as possible and keeping your body as straight as possible. And from chest pass, you'll go into overhead slam, which is the exact same position, hands overhead with the ball. And you'll throw this ball into the ground. Careful not to lean forward so that you don't catch the ball on the rebound. That is overhead slam. All right, we are foundations B into your total power body block. First drill is overhead squat. Grab yourself a stick. It could be a broomstick or anything that's just straight enough to give you something to hold on to. You'll start off in a squat position, so feet shoulder width apart. You'll sit down into your squat while lifting your stick or dowel above your head. The idea is to keep the stick as high above your head as possible while you sink into your squat. Careful not to lean forward, allowing your weight to fall forward over your knees, over your toes. That is overhead squat. Turkish get up. You just did your overhead squat. So right leg bent, your left leg is straight, your right arm is up in the air. You're basically bridging yourself up and getting up onto your elbow. So pushing your hand straight up in the air, getting up on your elbow, then getting all the way up onto your hands. So get all the way up on your hand. From this, we'll lift our hips up in the air so that we're as straight as we can be here, and then tuck that straight leg behind you so that you're in a kneeling position. So you'll come up off the ground into a kneeling position, and from here you'll stand. That is Turkish get up. Okay, we're foundations B. You've moved into your primary and secondary block. You'll start off with standing cable roll, which you did in foundations A, followed by inverted hamstring with rotation, which you also did in foundations A. And now you'll be doing leg curl with the ball. So hands out at your side, feet up on the ball, heels and ankles are touching the ball. You'll bridge up first, so lift your butt off the ground, keep your body straight, and you'll roll the ball in towards your butt, bringing your heels in. And then finishing back out into a straight position. Make sure to squeeze your glutes and make sure your abs are activated during this move. From the leg curl, you'll go to quad hip flexor stretch kneeling, which you've also done, which brings us to reverse lunge. Reverse lunge is simply standing there, feet shoulder width apart. You're going to step behind you and then dropping that knee down as if you were going into a kneeling position, but not touching your knee to the ground. Notice that the lead foot, as it bends, that the knee does not travel over the toe, that ankle and knee joints are 90 degrees. So stomach is activated, body is nice and straight. That is reverse lunge. From reverse lunge, we go into reach, roll, lift. On the foam roll, so we get down on our knees, put the foam roll out in front of you. Your hands are face up, and your job is to roll the foam roll away from you, dropping your head down to the ground and straightening your arms out. You should feel this stretch in the back of your arms and back of your lats. Since this is an active movement, you'll go in and out of this move nice and slow. Palms stay up. That is reach, roll, lift. Okay, foundations B again. Last exercise is the TRX row. If you don't have a TRX, you'll just do a standing cable row again. If you have a TRX or some kind of suspension system, this is the exercise for you. TRX row is standing with your feet out in front of you. Your body is nice and straight. The farther back you lay, the harder the row becomes. So from here, you'll just pull the straps, pulling yourself into an upright standing position almost, and then slowly lowering back, just like a regular row, only we're using TRX straps. From this move, we'll drop down into quadruped. This is your active stretch, so like the others, we do this slowly. We're down on hands and knees. First thing is to sit back, heels to butt, arms stay straight out in front of us, stretching out our lats, and then progressing forward, rocking forward until our hips are out in front of us and rotated underneath, and then rotating back again to sitting back on our heels.